Hello, living in Boulder vlog, June 29th, 2019, Saturday, 2:04 p.m. Hey, yesterday I did a video, maybe this time I was working on houses. I thought maybe I could finish my houses by the end of yesterday. I couldn't. I got to about 3 o'clock in the morning and got tired because I guess I've been eating too much marijuana. Makes me pass out, and I didn't even get up that early. I got up at like 8 or 9, but I guess that's average hours. 8 minus 3 is only 5 hours. So, um, but yeah. So, but I didn't finish. I still had like maybe 100 um, houses to do. So I got up. I did them real quick. And in fact, I've been working all day long. I haven't even been listening to anything yet. It's already like one something. What time is it? Oh, it's 2:04. So I and then I got going on trying to do the other things, and I've been kind of just doing design stuff. I tried to build the Flower of Life by like mosaic by the colors of the buildings of all the Flower of Lives inside of the Atlantis. There's like 20 of them, but then I realized it was way too hard to get it to perfectly symmetrical. It was going to take too long, and so I bailed on that. But I almost finished a whole flower, so I had to go and I had to go and fix that, like redo that. Took a little bit of time. And then on the beach, on the mainland, as you're facing in on the outer ring of water, I I erased I changed all the roads took them out of the beach. But then the block after that, and then I did that all of them to like 20 of them, and then I realized, oh, I don't want to do that. So I had to rebuild it again and build them so that they reach the beach and then have a road go around the beach. So that's two things that I had to redo that I went down the wrong way and then had to redo just today. And so now there's all these empty blocks. So I'm going to fill those blocks up with famous buildings. I think for Atlantis, everything around the central area, like the central water, I don't think I should pull out any stops. I think it should be I should full on detail and just take my time, even if it takes a few more days, because it's Atlantis, I want to do it right, and I've already done a good job. So I'm going to put famous buildings in these empty blocks. Right now, I'm doing screen captures of the buildings, and then I'm putting a red line across them, and I'm just writing how big the red line is. And then I'm going into my Atlantis, and I'm writing that red line the exact same size to put on the area, so that all I have to do is put the image of the photo on there and size it real easily just to line up the red lines. And so I'm collecting buildings. I did Sydney Opera House, which fits nicely in, only 110 like meters long. And then I'm doing a McDonald's. McDonald's has to be everywhere, including Atlantis. And then I'm doing the Pyramid of Chichen Itza. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue to find buildings. I tried to do the super mall that I found, but it was too big. These blocks are too small, so I'll just find a bunch of historic buildings and fill it up with historic buildings, and then I have to fill up the detail of the actual islands themselves. I didn't completely finish those. I did a row of houses around the inner ring, and then I did the racetrack and the beach around the outer ring, but I didn't do anything else. So I'm gonna definitely fill that up with whatever, I guess, houses and stuff. But that'll take all day. That's all day. I kind of wish I was high. It's kind of stressful, but I'll just take my time and not rush it. Shit gets stressful when you start rushing it. I have no reason to rush it because I don't have any reason to have a time. I'm not working for anybody, just myself. I can take as much time as I want. But every once in a while, my mom likes to give me the third degree. But I'm slowly training her to not freak out on me and tell me I'm taking too long. So she actually called me today. I was talking about something. What didn't bring that up? So as long as you can be in your own little blissful little world, and you won't have to feel pressured to finish. So yeah, I'll take my time for the next day, all of today, and then touch it up, and then maybe starting tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I'll do the outside the city, the actual country of it, and that'll be interesting. Um, so I haven't even listened to anything today. Yesterday I was listening to a bunch of like law codes from around the world, like kingdoms and stuff, and that kind of took all day long. But today I'll probably do more of that, Wikipedia articles. Maybe I'll listen to something on my website. But I'm not listening to anything on LibriVox now. Um, just stuff on my website and Wikipedia articles and like history YouTube videos. But yeah, it'll take me all day because it's like 30 buildings I have to do, or a while. So I'm gonna go and hammer those out. Just find historic buildings that will fit inside of my blocks, and or famous buildings, and yeah, and then do the actual area rings of Atlantis, and then I'll be done. Then I have to level up the floor and make the ground match up with the roads, because I had to have the roads a certain height, like 6 meters. Because even though I'm dealing with the ocean, there's still a little bit of fluctuation in altitude when you're talking about 23.5 kilometers in diameter. So, but I'm glad I'm working on the ocean. It's a great advantage to build a city from scratch on the ocean in Dreamweaver, because it's so in Google Earth, because it's perfectly flat. I'd upload it maybe, but my Dreamweaver, for some reason, they say I'm expired. I gave them a credit card, and I don't know why it didn't go through, so I'll have to call them again and ask them what's going on for Adobe. But yeah, so that's what I'm going to hit now. Start listening to something, and then put a bunch of historic buildings, and that'll be a great sizer, because then I'm going to do historic boats. There's still room to do more boats, and so they'll all be in the same area. So that's good to have them all in the same area, where you can compare the sizes of them and get an idea of how big Atlantis is. And I just did a little bit of testing of ground level, and Atlantis is beautiful at ground level to travel around. I built a bunch of fences around the blocks, and I liked it, but it didn't size right, and so I just took all of them away. And so the only fences I have are the ones that separate the houses, but that's good enough. Yeah, that's what I'm up to. Tomorrow when I do my video, hopefully I'll be done with the actual city, maybe, and then I'll be working on the outer skirts, and that's the final touch-ups, the outer skirts. I was showing my mom Atlantis yesterday. There's a huge half-mile wide, fucking 3 mile wide. There's a 3 mile wide trench in Atlantis that's like really long, like 200 miles long or something, that's perfectly straight. So that you can see on Google Earth. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna make that, and it's exactly in the middle of Atlantis too. So the plain of Atlantis. So I'm gonna go in and make that like kind of like an inland, like an inland lake, an artificial inland lake, just a big, huge, super wide trench that somehow they dug, and yeah, that'll be interesting. And then yeah, somehow build the 60,000 lots and all the different canals off of that. We'll see what I do, but for now I'm just doing the historical buildings on top of Atlantis. So we'll see what I do next. I'll just go and think of my head. Maybe I'll look at my map of Rome and see if there's any like historic buildings from Rome I can throw down there. Okay, enough talking. Talk to you tomorrow.